guys, it's me, Halloween Dan, yet again, because yes, I've got another video.
You're joking. Not another one?
Yes, I don't normally do this many videos in one hit, but there's just a lot to talk about. There's a lot happening. There's a lot going on. But it seems that the thing that's on most people's minds right now, and the thing that I have not had chance to talk about until this second, is Spirit Halloween. Like late last week, most of their stuff was leaked. I'm not really sure which way round that is. But either way, we have pictures. We have video. I think it's about time, guys, that I spoke about it. Let's do this. So yes, I don't know what day it was last week. I think it was probably Wednesday. I started to see lots of things starting to get leaked. Pictures, images, bits of footage from Spirit Halloween. That in itself isn't particularly unusual because Spirit do usually start leaking things about now. And once again, we here in the community were left to sort of try and piece together faces to names and all that kind of stuff because we already knew most of these names thanks to the snippet trailers that Spirit always do. And all we needed was the faces to go with those names. And once again, guys, no surprises here. Spirit have somehow managed to take some of the most random sounding names in the world that sound like they could be literally anything and make them mostly into clowns. Yeah, I haven't counted the total, but I think there's at least 3, if not 4 brand new clowns to the lineup this year.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But at least one of them, believe it or not, has me somewhat shooketh.
I am shooketh.
But we're going to go through the bits of pictures and the bits of footage we've got so far. There'll probably be more by the time I put this video out.
Damn your eyes!
It's an ever-evolving thing. But we're going to start with one that, unless I completely just like fell under a bus or something, I hadn't heard this name at all, and it's a prop that I didn't even know existed until I saw this picture. And that is a prop called Trixie. Now, in the picture, all we see is the name Trixie and this scary kind of little girl character. She's holding like a slightly bloodied sack, and in the other hand, she's got a dagger. And then she's got what I'm assuming is some sort of a trick-or-treat mask. It looks like a skeleton mask. My guess is that she's got the mask down and the dagger is being hidden by the sack. And then when triggered, the mask flies up to this sort of quite creepy little girl face and the dagger is revealed from behind the sack. That's my guess of what that movement is going to be. I think that's pretty cool. It goes with the sort of trick-or-treat vibe and a slightly scarier version of a trick-or-treat prop. This is something that I personally think Spirit do very well, which is the whole sort of jump scare vibe. So yeah, I'm interested to see what Trixie has up her sleeves. Then we've got Twisted Grandma, and yeah, it's definitely a weird looking grandma. I mean, she's got this really strange yellowish skin tone to her. She looks like a character of The Simpsons that's just been dug up.
You little...
I mean, the face is pretty terrifying. And she's got some pajamas on and a classic sort of grandma haircut, I suppose you'd say. No real detail as to what she actually does. It kind of looks as though she might lunge forward or that she's going to jump up somehow. The mouth obviously looks as if it has some kind of movement, and then it looks like she's just got whited out, light up eyes. It's creepy. I'm just not so sold on the skin color. I'm not sure the yellow works here. I'm not feeling that. But I don't know. I could be proven wrong. This could be an impressive prop.
Do you hear that sound? That's the grinding of my bones coming to tuck you in while you're sleeping. Sweet screams!
Then we've got Art the Clown, and this is Art the Clown from Terrifier 3 with his Santa outfit on. I'm going to guess that it's going to have a very similar movement to the original Art the Clown, where it looks like he's going to be waving, and I'm going to guess his torso moves a little, and that's about it. Other than that, it's the same kind of prop we had last year. It's basically a reskin of that prop, except he's holding an axe and he's dressed as Santa. So if you're really into the whole Terrifier franchise, yeah, I guess you would really want this as part of your collection. For us guys who I'm not really a massive fan of Terrifier, this really doesn't do a lot for me, but I get it. I'm sure it'll look cool. I'm sure it'll look great. Then we've got this really, really terrible picture of the Lantern Keeper. I've not seen anything else about this guy. He looks like a classic kind of Scarecrow-esque character. He's got a pumpkin head and what looks like a top hat. Looks as though he's got some sort of a raven or something on his shoulder. And unsurprisingly, he's holding a lantern. This looks like it's got to be one of their more simple end props. It's probably got to have very basic movement and some sort of creepy phrases. It may even just laugh. Spirit do love a laugh track. It's not bad. I actually quite like these sorts of props sometimes. I love a lantern. Big fan of lanterns. And I think that sometimes the more simplistic props get the job done. Actually, sometimes the eerier and stranger they are, the better, actually. So this could actually be quite impressive, even if it is a little simplistic. Then we've got the Fire Demon, and this is one that I actually really like. This is really kind of cool. I think it could have been cooler, but it's still pretty impressive. We've got this horned skeletal creature. The horns are kind of razor sharp. They look really kind of impressive. He's wearing this kind of Reaper-esque robes, and he's got this light up sort of flicker flame effect running right through his chest and into his head. It's a very, very cool look. But we actually do have just a tiny little bit of footage to go along with this creature, and it's showing the creature with his arms kind of folded across his face. So all you see are the hanging down bits of his robe, and then he slowly sort of opens them up, and he's kind of got them arched towards the sky as he speaks his creepy lines about taking people to hell and all that kind of stuff. I personally really like this. It's very simplistic movement once again, but it does look very impressive. I do like the look of this demon. It kind of gives me vibes of like Fantasia, that big, whatever that thing was, you know, like the big, you know, on top of the mountain.
What?
Whatever. That thing, it kind of gives me those sorts of vibes, and I like it.
Come close.
Then we've got another prop that we've also got some footage of, and that's Backbend Bonnie. Backbend Bonnie is a terrifying looking, kind of vampiric almost little girl with this very blood red dress on and long black hair. It's a very terrifying looking face sculpt, and somewhat predictably, this is one of those arching back props. So when stood from behind, you see this girl with long black hair. You don't really, you know, you just see a girl from behind, and then she slowly bends backwards, screaming and shouting. You see the terrifying face, and you get the whole gist of what Backbend Bonnie is as well. There's this whole back cracking sound too. Very gross, very effective. I kind of like it. Then we come to another clown. Now, Trick or Treat Pete could really have been anything, to be quite honest with you. Trick or Treat, it's a trick or treater. Pete is just a name. It could literally have been anything. And they obviously chose for it to be a clown. Of course, why wouldn't they?
You dare to mock me?
And it is a very simplistic little clown. It's holding a candy bowl. My guess is it's going to have some sort of little jump scare when people put their hand in the candy bowl. I don't know, someone's going to like this. It's obviously on the more simplistic end of the scale. Why, when the theme is supposed to be like sewers and grossness and mutants, we've got a clown trick-or-treater? But that's what we've got. Here he is. Someone's going to like this. It just isn't me. But from that onto a prop that I very much do like the look of, and that is the Crypt Countess. Now, I knew this was going to be something I liked just by the sound of the name. I'm so glad it's not a clown. I mean, Spirit can make anything into a clown if they really want to. But thank God this isn't one of them. We've got this quite large, I think she's of 7 to 8 feet in height. So that's quite an impressive, quite an imposing prop. She's dressed in all black, apart from this kind of white creepy cloth shawl that she's wearing. She's got chains around the arms. The hands look really creepy and witch-like. The face looks really creepy and witch-like. The look of the head with those bright yellow eyes and the ghostly white hair almost gives me like Morlock kind of vibes. If you don't know the Time Machine, or especially the original Time Machine from like the 1960s, go and watch it. There's these creepy creatures called Morlocks in it. And this has that kind of look. It's definitely a creepy, yellow-eyed, witchy kind of a woman. I have no idea what the action. Again, she's got the arms reaching out, so whether she lunges forward or maybe she jumps up, I don't know. I would hope that she has some kind of a scare action because she looks scary as it is. So, I don't know. Again, quite impressed. Then we've got the third clown, and we've got two images of this guy, one slightly better than the other. And this is the clown called Bullseye. I'm so sad it wasn't a bull, insane mental bull. But it's not. It's a clown, somewhat predictably. We knew it was going to be, let's face it. With his head stuck in a bullseye, like a dartboard. And in the slightly better picture, you can see what look like daggers or darts in the actual board itself. What I think would be really cool with this is if those daggers kind of flipped out. It's just going to be him talking some lines with his head in the middle of a dartboard. He doesn't look like the biggest prop in the world. I think he's only about 3 to 4 foot. Apparently the action is that the head spins doing a 360 degree on the dartboard. Yes, pretty cool. But this is clown number 3 if you include Art the Clown from Terrifier. And why are there so many clowns, Spirit? Then we've got clown number 4. And this is the clown that I think everyone is most impressed by, including me.
Jesus Christ.
And that is Headcase Harry. Headcase Harry, again, could have literally been anything. It didn't have to be a clown. It could have been someone like from a mental asylum. It could have been someone with a head in a cage. It could have been a head flipping thing. It could have been a myriad of different things. But it's a clown.
Hello? Are you kidding me?
And this clown has got kind of like 2 heads, a conjoined set of heads. One that looks kind of evil and maniacal and is kind of laughing. The other one that kind of looks in kind of shock. Did I wake up with this head attached to me this morning? It's, you know, he's got this look of like he's literally just woken up and he was like, have I got something on my face? And it's like, yeah, dude, you've got this other head growing out the side of your head. The character's holding a knife in one hand. He's got what look like sweets or something in his other hand. I have no idea what the action's going to be. My guess is that at least one of the mouths is going to be talking some phrases and he's going to be moving his arms a little. He looks pretty impressive, and I do like that at least it's a slightly original concept of a clown, that it's not just a, hey kids, I'm a clown. Clearly this is something a bit darker. The fact that it's got that combined head sculpt is weird and creepy. So I think if you love a weird and creepy clown, I don't think you need to look much further. I certainly wouldn't buy it, but I can at least admit that it is somewhat impressive. Then we got clown number 5. Is this number 5? This is Monkey Business. Again, another clown prop that didn't necessarily have to be a clown prop. Yes, it's got a monkey involved, but not all monkeys have to be in the carnival. Come on, Spirit, use some imagination. What we've got is a clown holding a box, and he's saying some creepy lines, and then the monkey jumps out the box, or at least the head does. It is actually quite a fast action, and it is quite a good scare prop. It's just that it just happens to be a clown again. And as clowns go, a pretty basic looking clown, monotone clown, black and white with a red nose. It's okay. The monkey sculpt is okay too, but just why did it have to be a clown again?
No more clowning around. It's time for Monkey Business.
But then the last few props, we actually managed to move away from Clown Town for a second, and we have some other props. Now, the first one I want to talk about is a prop that I didn't even know was coming. Again, this is another one of those props that no one really seemed to know was coming, and that is the red light, green light girl from the Squid Games. I've only watched series 1 of the Squid Games, and this obviously played a very large feature in series 1. It's okay. It's pretty cool. I don't even know how big it is. Is it going to be full scale? Is it going to be half scale? I don't know. I have no idea what scale this is going to be on. Personally, I'd only be impressed by this if it was full scale. Other than that, it almost feels a bit pointless. But I don't know. It's kind of cool. My guess is that the head turns around or spins or something, and that it says its phrases. It looks like it says it in either English or Korean, which makes sense. And yeah, if you love Squid Games, I think this would look really cool. If you've got a Squid Games themed haunt this year, that would definitely be a must-have. And yeah, I think that's okay. Then we've got to talk about Sinister Straw Man. Now, we kept on getting these weird random pictures of Sinister Straw Man that seemed to be this pumpkin-headed, weird, almost alien-type creature. The one thing everyone was agreed on was that it was going to have the same action as Mr. Dark, which has been repurposed now several times. And I actually said, basing it on that weird pumpkin-headed creature, that wasn't a bad sculpt if we were going to have another Mr. Dark type prop. But then we've got this picture that now confirms actually what Sinister Straw Man is going to be, and it is a scarecrow. Just a normal looking scarecrow. Yes, a pretty terrifying looking scarecrow. Like he's wearing a very long red robe type outfit, and then he's got a scarecrow's head with a kind of crooked scarecrow hat and straw for hair, and you know, the traditional raggedy scarecrow look. I don't know whether I prefer this or those sort of weird, obviously not real pictures of what Sinister Straw Man could have possibly been. You guys are going to have to be the judge on that one.
Trespassing on hallowed ground.
But the last prop I'm going to talk about is one that I like just because of what it is, and that's Jack the Reaper. This is, of course, not just any normal Reaper prop. This is Jack the Reaper, the actual emblem of Spirit Halloween. And I think that if you are a Spirit fan, even if you're not really all that into Reapers, I think you'll probably still want to get your hands on this just because it feels like a piece of Spirit's soul. This is Spirit in one prop. No word on what it actually does or says. It does look like it's going to be quite large and quite imposing, probably about an 8 to 10 foot prop. I like Reapers, and I certainly appreciate that for this particular prop, Spirit have just stuck to their emblem, and I suppose they're giving their fans something that they're really going to like. And for now, right at this minute when I finish this video, that's really all we've got. There's probably going to be something else that's leaked literally after I finish this video. I can't be there for everything, guys. I'm not omnipotent. That's a pretty good lineup so far. I'm just going to say it though. There are some really cool things in that lineup, and I love certain elements of that lineup, and I can't wait to see what these things all do when we see the whole lineups official footage. But why so many clowns? Where are the mutants? Where are the zombies? Apart from a rat, this lineup is just absolutely nothing to do with that theming. Last year we had Carnival, and we had props coming out of our ears that were linked to that theme. This year we've got underground, sewer, crashed subway car in the New York subway, and it's clown, 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 clown. Why? I know you guys love clowns, but this many? Really? I just had to say that. But the things that aren't clowns are actually look quite cool and quite impressive, and I'm very, very interested to actually see what they do. Just a few less clowns would be great. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you probably sooner rather than later in the next one. Keep it spooky. Bye.